today I want to talk to you about 3 fears that keep you stuck and single. Hi, I'm Jaki Sabrin, Executive Love Coach and CEO of Engaged at Any Age, a company that helps women deliberately date and consciously create the man of their dreams. I married and met my own soulmate match husband, Michael, after being single for 8 years, and I'm still on the honeymoon and excited about helping you get engaged at any age. So let's talk about 3 fears that keep you stuck and single. And make sure you stay to the very end because I have a freebie that I don't want you to miss out on. And I have a really important announcement to make. So stay to the very end for that. Okay, let's talk about the first fear that keeps you stuck and single. And so this is the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. And this is a big one for all of us because our mind's designed to keep us safe at all cost. And we live in the knowns. And let's talk about the known. I like to call it the known zones. We all live in the known zone because that's where we feel safety. We feel safe in the things we've known. And that would also explain why you're attracted to similar types of men, because it's a known, it's a similar, it's a known. Your mind is always reaching for those zones of safety, and it's very uncomfortable out of the known zone. And so the unknown is a huge fear because your mind doesn't know what's coming next, and it wants to always keep you safe. So it's always seeking those zones of safety. But in the process of keeping you safe, it's keeping you stuck and single. Because the truth is this, ladies, everything that you want is in the unknown. Everything in life that you haven't experienced is what you want to experience. Even if you've had a relationship, you want to experience another one. And it's not going to be the exact same relationship. So you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and get into the unknown. You have to learn to partner with the unknown. And here's why this is such a benefit for you. The unknown is where all the magic is in life. It's where all the possibilities are. And when you realize that partnering with that, living outside of your comfort zone, brings you so much more opportunity. It makes life so much more expansive. It helps you to live a much bigger, bolder, healthier life than playing small and this little comfort zone that you've built around yourself. And by the way, that comfort zone that you built around yourself is keeping the love that you want out. So you have to learn to embrace taking bigger risks in life, especially as you get older, because the biggest regret that I hear the women that I talk to is that they've been doing the same thing. They've been suffering for the last 20, 30, or maybe even 40 years because they're afraid to get hurt again because something happened they never recovered from, and they don't want to step into the unknown. But here's the great thing about stepping into the unknown. What happens is you're in a comfort zone, right? You're in your current comfort zone, and when you step out of your comfort zone into the unknown, it's very uncomfortable. That's predictable. However, what's going to happen very soon is you're going to go back to a comfort zone, a new comfort zone, only that zone will have grown. So you're going to go from comfort to discomfort, back to comfort again, only your zone's grown. And that's a huge benefit why it's important to step into the unknown and stay there. Live in the unknown so that you can live in the magic of life. And because here's the truth. We don't get a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. We only have today, now, this moment. So seize the moment. Seize the moment. Choose to live in the unknown where there is more opportunity, and we're definitely where your man is right now. And ladies, you just have to take more risk and be more courageous emotionally, especially if you want to have a man, because relationships require you to have emotional courage and emotional intimacy. And if you're staying stuck in the known zone, there's just no evolution in that. You can't evolve. You can't have a deep, juicy, rich, intimate relationship with a man. So you just got to give up the idea that you have to stick with the status quo and take some risks in life so you can have what you want, because you deserve it. But if you don't make changes, nothing's going to change. Okay? All right, let's go on to tip number 2. And this is a fear. So I'm doing 3 fears that are keeping you stuck and single. So the second fear is the big one for everyone that's dating, the fear of rejection. And it's also one that's kept you single for years and maybe kept you from moving on with your life. Maybe you're stayed in a dysfunctional relationship. Maybe you're still in one because you're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of getting rejected if you leave the relationship. And what's really going on here is I really want you to take this to heart is it's a way that you're avoiding yourself. And what happens when we use this fear of rejection, it's really just an avoidance tactic to avoid coping, dealing, or addressing something that is keeping you stuck. It's something that maybe you're not accepting yourself, or maybe you don't think you're good enough, and maybe you're afraid that somebody's going to find out that you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy, or not lovable, or any of those things. But what happens is when we buy into that, basically we are really giving up our power and granting somebody else the responsibility to love, accept, and approve of us and tell us what we're worth. And that's really what's behind fear of rejection. It's like saying, I'm not going to take any chances or risks, because if you don't approve of me when I do, then I'm going to fall apart because I am too lazy to take steps to take care of myself because I think it's your job. So I'm just going to use the fear of rejection as a way to avoid everything in life so I don't get hurt, right? And that's my next fear. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I want to stay with this one for a little bit longer. So the fear of rejection is very powerful, and it can keep you really stuck, and it can keep you in a relationship for decades. And the thing that will get you out of that, the tool that will heal this part of you, is to recognize that you are rejecting yourself way before anybody's rejecting you. It's really just an excuse that you use to keep yourself stuck. And it's a valid one, and it feels really real, and it feels really painful, but you have to recognize what's really going on and pull that wool off your eyes, that you've got the blinders on that are keeping you from having everything that you want. So here's a way to look at rejection. It's just redirection. It's redirection. If something happened that it doesn't work out, it just directs you in another direction. You have to follow that. You have to follow your desires in life, because when you do not follow the desire that you have in your heart to have a man, you suffer. You suffer. And you're the one who's paying. The other person's out of it, but you're the one who's sitting there paying. And using the fear of rejection is a really poor excuse to not live your life to the fullest. But I get it. I get how powerful and real it feels. But ladies, I just want you to open your eyes to the idea that it's you that's rejecting yourself when you don't skill up in this area to learn to nurture, love, and accept yourself, and stop turning your worth and the reins of your self-empowerment over to others. That's really what it comes down to. Start taking those reins back and claiming your divinity, claiming your birthright, what you're deserving of. Everybody on this planet is deserving of love, because guess what? We are love. That's what we are. We are love. So just come back to that natural state by doing the work that you need to do to start to be more confident and live a life that's more empowered, so that you can attract a man into your life. And so make sure you like, comment, and share the video if you're resonating with it. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get notification when I make another video. And so my final fear that will sabotage you and keeping you single and stuck is the fear of being hurt. The fear of being hurt is so powerful, because that's real pain. And what I want to say to you today about this is that when you've been hurt, what really needs to happen is you have to learn to forgive, because being hurt is kind of a part of life. I mean, we make choices, we make mistakes. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. You just get hurt. Our heart gets hurt. But typically our heart gets hurt mostly because, again, I'm going back to what I just shared in the fear before this, is that we're turning the reins over to others to tell us what our worth is, if we're good enough, if we're likable, if we're lovable, and that is just so dysfunctional. And so if you've been hurt, it is your responsibility to heal that. And there's a healing paradox I want to share with you right now. It's called It's not my fault, but it's my responsibility to heal. Not my fault, but it's my responsibility to heal. And here's why I want to share this with you. A lot of things that happen to you as children that do hurt you, that you carry over into your adult life, like abandonment issues, like feelings of unworthiness, like feeling like you have to be perfect, feeling that you're not lovable, not good enough, any of those negative unconscious beliefs, they really stem from our childhood at a time when we didn't have the critical thinking skills of an adult. And also at a time you didn't have any adult powers like you do have now. You're all grown up. You can protect yourself in a way that you couldn't when you were a child. But sometimes that hurt stays with us and it just continues to perpetuate itself and play itself out. So we're looking unconsciously for a similar energy to that hurt. That's what creates the attraction, is that pain creates an attraction, and we're searching around for somebody to help us feel better about that. But really what we're searching for is a similar energy that was created when that original hurt was inflicted, so that we can reconnect to it. And in that process, it's, not only is it really dysfunctional, but it just causes you to replicate the situation over and over in an attempt to heal it. Really, why you replicate unconsciously and involuntarily situations, like why do you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men, for example? It's because there's a part of you that's emotionally unavailable, and whatever that piece is, maybe the hurt that you're holding on to creates a magnet, because you spend so much time unconsciously thinking about it. It actually creates an attraction, and that's why you attract men that are emotionally unavailable. They're probably emotionally unavailable for the same reason that you're emotionally unavailable, because you were hurt. And so you really have to heal your heart and open your heart to receive the love that you long for. You cannot receive love with a closed heart, because you can't be resonating love and fear at the same time. You either resonate in fear or you're resonating love. Two objects cannot occupy the same place at the same time. So as long as you're holding on to the fear of getting hurt, you actually have your heart closed and you cannot receive the love that you long for. And so you're sending a big mixed signal to the universe, and you're saying, please don't send me any more people to hurt me. And so you're asking for more hurt, because it's the loudest vibration. It's the strongest vibration in you. And that's why it's causing you to experience more painful experiences. So I hope that all makes sense to you, because I really want you to get that on a deep level, so that you can release the hurt, heal yourself, so that you can be free of that. It's an anchor. You're the one that's anchored to it, especially if you've been feeling this way for 10, 20. I've held on to hurt from my past for 20 years, dragging it around with me, dragging it into every relationship that I had, and then having the audacity to blame that person when it was really coming from me. I was the one that was holding on to it and projecting my pain onto others. And so this may be a painful realization for you to hear or have right now, but I want you to know that I have your best interest in heart, and I want to speak the truth to you so that you can heal yourself, because nobody tells the truth anymore. A lot of these videos that you see, and not all of them, but are all fluff, and they're great, and I make fluffy videos that are superficial enough to give you a good little tip you can go out and apply right away. But I also want to give you some meat in the stew, because I am really passionate about helping you heal your heart so that you can attract the love that you want, because until you do, you don't have a chance, because that hurt acts as a block and a buffer to keep you from seeing the man in front of you for who he really is, because you're always sourcing through this lens of pain, and you're always projecting that out, and so you really don't have a clear view of who this man is. And that's why you would reject a great guy, but he's not familiar to you because he doesn't have that same painful experience. And so that's why you're like, I'm not really attracted to him, but he's so nice. Well, because he doesn't have that painful experience, so there's not that familiar feeling that you're unconsciously searching for, and so you're going to reject a really great guy because of it. So I hope you hear that, and that gives you a lot of motivation to heal your heart. Okay, ladies, those are the 3 fears that keep you stuck and single. Now I want to share my freebie with you. My freebie is my soulmate assessment. So I want you to go to soulmateiq.com and download my free Soulmate IQ. and it's an assessment that's going to tell you where you're vibrating at. It's going to be a really helpful tool because you need to know where you're resonating. If you're resonating with masculine energy, if you're an overgiver, if you're just whatever you're doing that's causing you to be stuck, I'm going to help you to identify it by the frequency that you're sending out, because what you're sending out is what you're sending back. So as soon as you take that short quiz, you're going to receive a feminine exercise from me, as well as your assessment. And so these are really accurate. I've interviewed and spoke with and coached thousands of women. And so I really want you to take advantage of my Soulmate IQ. And now I have one last announcement. If you're resonating with this deeper discussion and you really want to heal your heart and empower yourself and release yourself from the past, I can help you. I am a healer and I'm a teacher, and I can help you heal your heart and help you find love again, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. Love is our divine birthright. And if you don't have love in your life, it's because it's one of these three fears. And I want you to show up more courageously for yourself, because tomorrow's not promised. You only have today and you only have the moment. And you want to start just living the life that you came here to live, bringing all of your skill set and all of your capabilities and all the tools that you can learn from me to the forefront, so that dating can be fun, so you can have a fabulous experience like the one I'm having with Michael and all the women that I'm working with. So I hope that you check out the link in the box below, where I'm going to put a link that talks about the program Engaged at Any Age that starts May 7th, where I'm teaching you how to heal your heart, how to empower yourself, how to date deliberately, how to become more conscious in your life, to bring more abundance, more men, more of everything you want, and just release all those limiting beliefs that you have been confined and living in those knowns that I talked about in the beginning of the video. So I want to get you into the unknown zone where all the magic is. And believe me, that's where your man is. And I want to help you connect with him. And I'm passionate about helping you to have love in your life. So I hope this was helpful. And I'm just sending you so much love today. Bye-bye.